Hey boys and girls, today we are going to be reviewing chapter 14, adding and subtracting decimals. It is on page 363. So make sure you turn there. Let's go ahead and put our name at the top of our paper. Let me see if y'all can see with my green marker here. I don't know if I should use my green marker. Let's see. Okay, here's a navy blue. Alright, that one will be better. Alright, so let's look at this together. Remember, we're going to do some with me and some on your own. The first one says the lengths of the front and back of a helicopter are shown. Use the diagram for 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to be looking at this diagram while we do it. What is the length of the helicopter? Okay, so this is saying here's the front, here's the back, but what is the length of the helicopter? So we need to use this information, but if it's the length, how long it is, that's going to be all of that. So you would need to figure out the front and the back. You would add those two for number 1 to find the length of the whole thing. Alright, so I'm going to let you do number 1. Let's look at number 2. What is a reasonable estimate for the difference between the lengths of the front and the back? Tell a strategy or tool, okay? So I like to write them down. So the front is 2 9/700. The back is 4 300, okay? And it said a reasonable estimate, so I know I'm not finding the exact thing. I'm going to round them. So definitely I'm going to just round this to 4. If I think about it like money, if I have $4.03, I pretty much just have $4. And if I have $2.97, I might as well say I have $3. And if it says the difference in them, I know that I'm subtracting. And so to find my answer, I rounded to the nearest whole number. And my answer is 1 meter is the difference, okay? All right, let's look at number 3. It says, what is the difference in the lengths of the front and back of the helicopter? So we need to find the exact number. So what is the difference? The exact number. All right, number 4. Select all the expressions that have the same value as this. So that means I need to come over here and figure out what the value of this is. 3 7500 minus 2 6300. Well, that's nice. 1 1200, okay? So I got to know my answer. And then to solve these and to know, I need to work them out. So I'm going to do 2 of them, and I'm going to let you do the other 3. So I'll look at A first. It says 4 minus, I'm going to circle this because this is my real answer, minus 2 3800. So am I just going to bring the 38 down? No, remember I need to add my zeros. I didn't change the value. And I need to borrow. Makes that a 10, makes it a 9 to make this a 10. And that gives me 162. So A does not give me the same value. All right, I'm going to look at D because it looks a little different than these, so I want to talk about those. It says 3 minus 2 minus 7500 minus 63 hundredths, okay? So we know how to do problems like these. When we've seen order of operations, we know we do what's in the parentheses first. And we're going to move from left to right. Well, I know 3 minus 2 is 1, so I have 1 minus this. So I'm going to just stick these under each other. That gives me 2, 1, okay? So then I'm going to have 1 minus 12 hundredths. Well, I know that's not going to give me 1 and 12 hundredths, so that one also doesn't work. So solve B, C, and D and see if they give you 1 and 12 hundredths. All right, use this chart to subtract 5 and 64 hundredths from 11 and 35 hundredths. You're taking this from that. So don't put them in the wrong order and then write the difference. I'm going to let you do that one. And let's turn over. All right, use this chart to add these. I've got 28 and 4/10 and 9 and 38 hundredths. I lined them up, lined up my decimals. I'm going to add a 0 here just so it looks nice. 8, 7, 17, 37, and 78 hundredths. All right, which represents the sum of 1 and 3/10 plus 46 hundredths? You guys know how to do that. Number 8 says, how would you explain to someone how to subtract 3 and 85 hundredths from 9 and 2/10? You're taking that number from that, meaning this is what's being subtracted. What is the difference? So you're going to explain what you would do, and then you tell the answer. I'm going to let you do that one too. Number 9 says select all the expressions that have a value of 28 and 2 hundredths. I'm going to do A. It says 13 and 75 hundredths plus 14 and 27, 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 28 and 200. Yep. A works. Now you figure out B, C, D, and E and see if they work. Number 10, Joe's rabbit weighs 1 and 35 hundredths pounds. Dale's weighs 68 hundredths. How much more does Joe's weigh? How much more? That means we're going to find that difference, or we're going to subtract. Then it says Carlos buys 19 hundredths pound of basmati rice and 78 hundredths pounds of brown rice. He says he bought 1 and 97 hundredths. Is his statement reasonable? So this doesn't really ask you to answer. It just says, does his answer make sense, or is it reasonable? So if he's got 19 hundredths and 78 hundredths, would it be reasonable to say that he has almost 2 pounds? When you add those together, is that going to give you something close to 2? I want you to write what you think. You could solve it to help you, but we can actually answer that without even solving, okay? So make sure you do your best. Finish this, turn it in. If you need to take it home and finish it, that is also fine. And do your very best.